Good morning. I am going to make black bean burgers for lunch today, and I wanted to show you how you can make them too. Now, in black bean burgers, you can use oatmeal, or you can use millet, you can use rice, whatever you want to use, you can use. I'm using millet because I had some left over that I froze, so I'm going to go ahead and just use this for my black bean burgers today, but you can also use oatmeal. And then for your spices, you can use any spices you want. Today I'm going to use some basil. I'm going to use some nutritional yeast so that I have my vitamin B12, because this has lots of vitamin B12 in it, plus a lot of other nutritional things in it that are good for your nutrition. It also has fiber in it. So anyway, I'm going to use basil, nutritional yeast. I'm going to put some barbecue sauce in mine, some cilantro, tomatoes from my garden, and some onions from my garden. And then, of course, a can of black beans. So let's get started. Usually I'll take and rinse my black beans off, but today, because I want the juice to be the flavor of the black beans, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it all in here. The reason why I do rinse it off usually is because of the sodium, but today I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to take and put a can of black beans in the bowl. Okay, and then I'm going to add this until, maybe 1 or 2 cups of this that's cooked up. You want to make sure it's cooked to get texture. Maybe a little bit more. Like I said, about 1 or 2 cups of cooked millet. Or if you're using oatmeal, sometimes a cup of oatmeal will work. You just have to see if you can get it to soak up the juice that's in it. It's turning out pretty good so far. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some tomatoes I already cut up from my garden, because I like tomatoes in my black bean burgers. That would be plenty. And some onions that I cut up already from my garden. Now these are frozen, but that's okay. I don't care if they're frozen, because when you put them into patties and put them on the grill, they're gonna thaw out. Give you a little bit more moisture. Here, I'm not going to put in too much, just some onions. You can tear them apart with your hands, or you can cut them up some more, but these are frozen, so I'm just going to tear them. Okay, now this is plant-based. Everything I'm using in here is plant-based. Okay, and then I'm going to put some basil. We like basil. And my husband grows basil, so a lot of times I'll use fresh basil, and it's really good. But I don't have any in the house right now, so I'm just going to use the seasonings that I have, because I decided to go ahead and do this morning. So, and then some nutritional yeast. Mix that all up really good. Oh, look at what it's coming up to be. Oh, it looks really good. And then I'm going to add some barbecue sauce. Probably 3 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. That's all you need. And I buy this because it don't have no high fructose corn syrup. So that's why I use that kind of barbecue sauce. Now, what I'll do is I'll get the griddle nice and hot, and I'll spray it with some spray. Now, I use the olive oil spray, which I have shared that with you before. But I'll go ahead and spray my griddle with that, and then I'll just plop on spoonfuls of this onto the griddle, and they'll cook up really nice, and I'll show you it after they're cooked up, because I'm not quite ready to cook them yet. But there you go. So you got your mixture to make your hamburger patties. I will just say I'll probably have to freeze some of this because I'm only going to use probably 4, maybe 5 of this, so 5 spoonfuls. But in this whole thing, there's 800 calories, and I would say I can probably get a dozen. So you do the math. Scoopfuls. So I'm pretty sure I can get a dozen out of this. So we have, let's just say I can get 8. So 100 calories. We'll just go with that. And so you have 100 calories, 0 fat. You have lots of protein because you have 7 grams of protein from your beans per serving. So that would be 7 grams of protein per hamburger, okay? And nutritional yeast gives you all the vitamin B12 you need. It's really high on vitamin B12. 600 and, well, let's see, 1,000% in 3 tablespoons. So if you want, you can sprinkle some on as you're cooking it too. You'll have your vitamin B12. Now, if you are in a hurry and you don't have time to make up your own burgers or whatever, but I mean, that didn't take me very long to do. And if you don't have the millet done, use oatmeal. Oatmeal will work too to form them. But if you don't have time, you could stop by your grocery store and pick you up some Boca burgers. And they're 100 calories a piece. But the reason why I don't really like to use this is because they have 4 grams of fat in each burger. And you don't want to add fat. The millet will have, the millet has 2.5 grams of fat every 1/4 cup. So you're going to get your fat from your millet, and it'll all be all natural fat that way. Your black beans don't have any in it, no fat, but you'll get your, so probably for every one of these is probably 2 grams of fat, and it's natural fat. Where this has a long list of stuff, I couldn't even begin to read it to you because, I mean, it's just too much. You can see the ingredients starts here and ends here. That's just so much in these. So that's why I kind of avoid these, but I'll have them on hand just in case I get home from work or from church and I don't have time to throw this together. I just put these on the griddle and they're done within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you have a hamburger that is vegan. This is a veggie burger. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to show you how I'm making my burgers up today. And we're gonna have baked beans, and we're gonna have some French fries. And I've showed you, I think, before how I make my fries. You just cut up your potatoes, fresh potatoes, you cut them up, and you put them on a cookie sheet, and you might want to sprinkle them with some seasoning, and you stick them in the oven. Okay, so now my black bean burgers are done and ready to go to the table. Okay, now the first ones I made fell apart a little bit, so I added some flaxseed meal and some oyster crackers, just a few oyster crackers. I crumbled them up and put them in there, and 1/2 of a cup of oatmeal. And that made it where they stuck together better, because my first ones, as you can see, didn't stick very good together. But these are actually burgers that you can pick up and put on your bun. So they turned out really good. So I would say about 100 calories per burger is all you're gonna get in here. And then of course your bun if you eat it on a bun, hot dog or a hamburger bun. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy your black bean burgers like we're going to in a few minutes, and have a wonderful day. Bye.